Hi there.
Hi.
My name is Jeff, and I'm from the Alaska Sea Life Center. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask you a question about the Arctic Ocean. So first, have you ever thought of the Arctic Ocean? And if you do,
Have I ever
what do you
thought
think
of
about
it?
it? Yeah.
Cold,
Cold.
polar bears,
Okay.
ice.
All right. So the ice is melting at an incredible rate up there. And so what that's doing is that is opening up the Arctic to things that we've never been able to do up there before. So it used to be all ice in the summer all the time. And now we're starting to drill for oil. So what do you think about that? When you hear we're going to drill for oil in a new place, what's your initial reaction?
I don't know. I think it's kind of, well, I wouldn't say bad, but not good, being that the ice is already melting.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that there was oil in Alaska.
Yeah.
I always just thought it was just ice.
Yeah. So they're going to do the same thing that they would do in the Gulf of Mexico. They're going to take a platform out and drill offshore. So this is someplace they didn't used to be able to go because there was ice all the time. And now it's melting so far. So what we're concerned with is what if there's an oil spill? And so we're not sure how to maybe handle an oil spill with a bunch of floating ice.
Right.
Right. So my question to you is, what do you think about us going up there? Should we? Should we look for energy somewhere else? Or should we try
I
to
think
keep
you
it?
should do it somewhere else. I don't really think it would be a good idea for that.
Yeah. Why do you think that?
Well, yeah, because one, the ice is melting, and like you said, if there is an oil spill, that'll just be bad for all of the life there. That's whatever's left,
Right.
being that the ice is melting. But
So
yeah, I just don't think it would be a good idea.
Okay.
I think you guys should just, well, you're
It's not me.
It's not
no,
you?
It's all of our decisions because we're buying gas for our cars. We're buying things that power our homes. Most of that is run off of fossil fuels.
Okay.
So the more demand we're asking for, oil companies going to have to go find it somewhere. And so maybe we can
Is
make
it
some
a shortage
changes.
or?
Well, it's a shortage, but it's also a price issue. So the more expensive it gets, the more places we're going to have to go find it because as we run out of it. So as you know from the Midwest, there's this whole maybe that pipeline thing that was going to go through. Maybe if you've ever heard of the Exide
I'm
pipeline.
from California.
Yeah? Oh, okay. Oh, well,
I lived
here
in
you go.
Illinois for about 3 years.
Okay.
I just moved back here about 4 or 5 months ago.
All right. So
Yeah.
you're from Southern California or Northern California?
Northern California.
Okay. Well, some
Bay
places
Area.
off of the coast is Southern California. You can actually see the oil wells right off of shore because they're drilling for oil right offshore of California. In fact, one of the largest oil spills ever was right off the coast of California. It was in the 60s. But when you think of an oil spill, what is the first thing you think of? Like, what should we do first when we're responding to an oil spill? What do you think the first thing we should do is?
The first thing I would try to do is stop the oil from spilling either furthermore into the ocean. That would just be pretty much it. I don't know what process they do if there is an oil spill to get the oil out of the ocean.
Right.
Or do they just let it sit till it goes
Well,
away?
there's a couple of things they can do. There's one thing called in situ burning, which is a weird way of saying they just light it on fire. And so then it just burns off. And so that's one thing that they can do to get rid of it. They can round it up with these things called booms. But the challenge in the Arctic is, will those methods work in a new place where we've never been before? So it's something to think about.
How did they know that there was oil there?
So they're always exploring all over the world looking for oil, and they can do what they call pilot drills or exploratory drills, and they just basically go out with a boat and they drill a big hole down, kind of like if you're drilling for a well. And if you're drilling for a well, you hope you hit water, or they're hoping they find some oil deposits. If they find oil deposits, then they can do some other ultrasounds to figure out what's underneath the rock. And hopefully it's a nice big pool of oil if you're the oil company. And then they'll just go back out, build their rig, and then drill down. So
what do you
they're
think about it?
Great question. I think that there's a lot to think about. I think we have some questions that we need to ask ourselves about whether we should go up there or not. Maybe we can make changes to where we need less of that kind of energy and use our energy somewhere else, so windmills or sun or something like that. I think there's a lot of potential risk in a new place that we've never been before.
Yeah.
It's a bit early yet, and so I think we have a lot more questions that need to be asked before we go full on and do it.
Yeah.
So, not saying we shouldn't, but I think that we don't quite know
Quite
enough.
there, don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thanks for talking to me.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your vacation.
Nice meeting
yep.
you.
All right,
You guys
goodbye.
enjoy.